Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep to the epic story of how a small group of colonies on the edge of the Atlantic became one of the most powerful nations in human history. This is more than just names and dates. This is the story of revolution, struggle, innovation, and identity. Let's get into it. It all started with 13 colonies and a growing sense of independence. Life under British rule was becoming unbearable. Taxation without representation, constant oversight, and no real autonomy. Tensions exploded in 1775 with the Battle of Lexington and Concord, marking the beginning of the American Revolutionary War. By 1776, the Declaration of Independence wasn't just documented, it was a declaration of defiance against all odds. The colonies fought the world's greatest empire, and in 1783 they won. The United States was born. Victory was only the beginning. The new nation had no king, no blueprint, and no guarantee of survival. What followed was a chaotic period of trial and error. The Articles of Confederation failed and the U.S. Constitution was drafted in 1787 to create a stronger, more unified federal government. Presidents like George Washington set the tone of leadership, while others like Thomas Jefferson and Alexander Hamilton clashed over the direction of the country. Out of these debates, the foundation of modern American politics were formed. But not everyone was equal in this republic. Slavery, a cruel contradiction to the ideals of liberty, threatened to tear the country apart. The tensions boiled over into the Civil War in 1861. Brother against brother, North against South. After 4 bloody years, the Union triumphed. Slavery was abolished, and President Abraham Lincoln set the stage for a new beginning. But the scars ran deep, and the struggle for civil rights was far. Post-war Industrialized rapidly. Cities grew, railroads stretched coast to coast, and millions of immigrants arrived seeking opportunity. By the early 20th century, the U.S. was no longer a fledgling nation. It was becoming a global force. However, with growth came challenges: economic inequality, labor unrest, and the fight for women's suffrage. Still, this struggle forged a stronger, more dynamic society. America's entry to World War I marked its debut on the global stage, but it was World War II that truly transformed the nation into a superpower. Emerging victorious, the U.S. took on a leadership role shaping the modern world, militarily, economically, and culturally. From the Marshall Plans to the United Nations, the post-war period was so U.S. defining global democracy and capitalism in the face of Cold War tensions with Soviet Union. Back home, different kind of war was being waged, a fight for civil rights in 1950s and 60s. Leaders like Martin Luther King Jr. and countless everyday heroes challenged systemic racism and segregation. The civil rights movement changed lives and hearts, reshaping what America stood for. Simultaneously, music, art, and technology from the US began influencing the world in unprecedented ways, from rock and roll to Silicon Valley. In recent decades, the US has faced new challenges: terrorism, economic shifts, political polarization, and the rise of digital life. Through it all, America remains a country of reinvention, driven by adults, debate, and a complex, ever-evolving identity. From revolution to global dominance, the story of the United States is one of the constant transformations. It is a history filled with trumpets, contradictions, and resilience. If you enjoyed this journey through time, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into world-shaping history. Thanks for watching, and stay curious.